Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chariot series, myself, Critical Rockets. We've got the Wolverines, the last of the 55 tonners to do here for the Chariot series. And we've kicked off with a doozy of a match and a doozy of a build. It's the old Wolverine 2, as it was originally known, later on known as the 7H. This is a Royal variant, as used by the Star League, Royal SLDF units and House Cameron units. It's basically an upgrade of the 6R standard, so the AC5 becomes an Ultra, the SRM6 is the same but it has Artemis 5 control, and the medium laser that's usually in the head is replaced with a medium pulse. Although it's light on firepower, it does mean that it stays relatively cool. It has a decent rate of fire, and means it can have plenty of ammo for the AC and plenty of ammo for the SRM if you so choose. It's a mech that was used by the burgeoning clans as well, as it was part of the Exodus forces that left and ended up in the Pentagon worlds and beyond, and as such, for a time it was used by the clans under the name of the Wolverine before the whole Wolverine clan debacle basically forced the name of the mech to be changed. Going forward, I doubt very few actual Wolverines probably still existed until the new version was developed and renamed. So, or the Hellhound, I believe it was renamed, but I'm still sometimes a little fuzzy on that one. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But yes, the Wolverine 2 or 7H is a mech that I was running for a long time prior to me going to just running stock configurations for mechs. I did make this one just out of the normal 6R because it was a slight upgrade and it fit within what I counted as being fairly decent for upgrades. And yeah, it's quite good. It's fun. I've got a decent amount of speed out of it. I believe I was using a light engine in this thing rather than an XL engine. Normally it's supposed to come with ferrofibrous double heat sinks, endo steel, and I believe a standard engine, but with the light fusion you can get a bit more ammunition in for the UAC 5, so you can keep firing for longer periods. And it's still got the jump jets that make the mech more manoeuvrable, which is one of the useful things about the Wolverine, is that it can keep mobile, it can become a good fire support unit, and can also get a bit brawly if need be. Also, it's one of the, I would say, one of the more popular of the unseens at the time. It originally looked just so different, didn't it? Weird, a weird thing that looked like it was carrying its own ammunition in its other arm in the original art, and it had such an unusual look. But it's a cool mech, and it's a very straightforward, very simple mech, and it's easy to use in both the computer games and in tabletop scenarios, because it's literally just a no-brainer. You can alpha strike with it pretty much every turn, since the only thing you had to worry about in tabletop was there was a minimum range for the AC5, which is I think 3 hexes. But if you go into that sweet spot of about 3 or 4 hexes away from a target, you just alpha strike every single turn. There's very little chance of overheating unless you jumped. MechWarrior Online, obviously, you don't have that issue. Jumping doesn't generate that much heat. It's a couple of percent, a few percent at most. But it's still not enough to overheat you in this game. And this build, it's fun. I do really enjoy it. I like the fact that it's another Royal Brigade unit, as I do like the old Star League models. So I'll be keeping this one in service alongside one of the others with the heavy PPC. I do like that model, but we'll get to that one later. So yeah, it's basically just if you took the standard Wolverine and you just upgraded all the weapons to Star League era equivalents, essentially, or added certain tech. Now this match was pretty bloody good. I did enjoy this one. This was a real, to quote Jim Ross, a real slobber knocker of a match. It was nice. There were 2 firing lines. The teams didn't rotate as badly as a lot of people complain about with things like NASCAR these days. It was just a nice stand-up fight, very slow movement, people picking their shots. I had the wonderful opportunity to just keep moving around and find targets of opportunity and just keep pelting them with like Ultra AC5, and yeah, it was fun. Great visibility in the Wolverine as well. The cockpit design is very good. It does make you feel like you're sat in the actual mech. That's what I think. You know what? That's one of the most understated parts I think of MWO is the cockpit designs. for the pilot. They do a really good job with that, incorporating the head design elements and making them work. And I still have to thank Davros for recommending the FOV setting that I've got for it, because you get enough view of the cockpit, but you also get enough view of the battlefield as well. Because you know, if you look at older videos, I was a much more zoomed in kind of FOV, which is it's good for when you want to pick out smaller details, but it's not as good for being able to see the lovely work that they did with the cockpit stuff. So this was late stages of the match now. I believe there's me and a couple of the guys left on my team. We did eventually lose, but it was a good fight. I mean, my sort of last stand is coming up, so I was the last guy by the end of it. And yeah, I've already racked up a fair amount of damage by now, but it was good. It was a really fun match, and I think it speaks to, you know, you don't necessarily need a build in MechWarrior Online that is just fire everything to get good results. Sometimes just a build that allows you to have a nice, steady, constant rate of fire can be more deadly and more effective than having something that just relies on that 1 or 2 alpha strike before you have to take yourself out of the fight before overheating or backing off to cool down. And I think, yeah, this is one of those mechs that is just consistently good. It just works, you know. So this is the last stand of the SLDF Wolverine that popped 1. I can't remember if I get this rifleman or not. Yeah, I do. And it's just fighting the last few of their team, but damn, it was a good fight. I recommend this one if you haven't tried it. The 6R model. Upgrade to the 7H, give it a go. It's pretty straightforward. It just allows you to focus on the fight and not have to worry so much about your weapon groupings and stuff like that. And yeah, Wolverine's a great mech. If you never played it, you should give it a go. It is a lot of fun playing the old Wolvie. And with that, the round is over, and it was a loss, but damn it, it was a good match. So I'll leave you with that. I hope you'll have a good week, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.